Mitsov, my friend, welcome to my podcast.
Hello, hi, Dennis. Thank you.
How are you feeling in Istanbul and living the life between Belgrade and Istanbul?
Right now, great. I've been here a little bit less than 3 months. I arrived after New Year, and till now everything's okay. Everything's great. Still, it's new experience for me. Very familiar, let's say, city club organization. But again, everything is new for me, and still I'm trying to learn many things. Actually, the things that I was never kind of paying attention when I used to be a player, because when you was a player, I mean, when you are a player, you get used to hear the stories like, or even when we was giving interviews, like the club is really doing everything, so you can really be focused on the court and on the results and basketball. So right now I'm kind of behind the scene. I'm outside the court, trying really to do everything possible so players are really focusing only on the court and not kind of doing some things that can disturb them. Like to take their focus from the basketball. So that time it's still kind of something new. I mean, not new of course, but something that I didn't face personally before.
Yeah, I mean it's important for the players not to have any distractions in their preparation for the games and not to think about the rooms, bad room, bad beds, bad hotel. So I'm sure for you it's now you're on a different side of the court to have to deal with all that stuff. Did you find any early problematics with that in terms of like asking people of how it works? Did you have to mentor? Were you mentored, or did you have to consult people about it before you started this job?
Well, okay, during my career, I faced many things. Also, before, for example, if you already mentioned hotels, before was normal to have double rooms. Now, okay, since I was playing Euroleague for many years, after Elpa, we get like single room, for example. And now, okay, I facing for the first time. Actually, I'm facing FIBA competition because Galatasaray is playing FIBA Champions League, and it's kind of normal to have double rooms, for example. And the only thing that I'm still thinking as a player to do everything possible so players feel comfortable to do practice. For example, if we play away game, to do the practice in Istanbul, then we go to the airport and then we fly and blah blah blah. We have dinner and players can rest, do treatments, therapy, and so on. And then only on the day of the game we have shoot around. Because even before, I had also bad experience. Like coaches prefer to practice over there and then you get tired. It doesn't matter even if it's flight like 1 hour, 1 and a half, but you need to go at the airport at least 2 hours before the flight, then you have to wait for the bag, then the bus. More or less, it's like minimum, let's say 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours. And everybody is tired, and then you are forcing players to run, to be focused. So that thing I try to change. I try to think more as a player, and honestly, about many other things that was kind of not that good for me as a player. Now I'm kind of more relaxed. I close the eyes for many things, like from the player side. The only thing, of course, that I hate if somebody is late in the bus, on the meals, I don't know, meetings, especially practice. Everybody has to be professional because today, like more or less everything changed. Today they only practice, I don't know, 1.5. Okay, with the video, with the weight lift and practice like now, for sure, not more than 2 hours, 2.5. So please come on time, be focused. We don't have too much, like. So I hate this, like being late. That's it. But other than that, okay. It's not that I ask somebody for kind of some advice, but yes, of course, before I came here, when I talk with the people from the club, I asked many questions just to learn the situation, how they manage, for example, trips, games, away games, home games, some small things that is helps, like for example, home game, if we when we play the game, if we have enough, even the ball boys, the kids who are passing the balls, also all these kind of small things that helps to at least to how you said, like to like to manage the club that look more professional, like all those small things to have the players in the organization to reach the higher level.
Yeah, for the process to be a bit smoother and every little thing to be a little bit more easier on the players to have a little bit more comfort, but not too much comfort. I'm curious about you. You said something. I want to double click on that. You said that you close your eyes on some things, and when as a player you didn't. You were annoyed by which particular things, because it's interesting. Like current players, they don't have the perspective you have now. So maybe it's interesting for them to know of like what things you over exaggerated maybe as a player.
So I'm telling you now from my perspective and my experience. For example, okay, we have now many Americans in our team, and before the practice, our strength condition coach gives them some kind of drills, to warm up, to wake up the body, let's say. So at one point, everybody's on the sideline on their mattress and doing all these bendings, like stretching, something. And everybody's talking. Everybody, if you check from the side, everybody's talking with somebody, like a coffee place,
Yeah.
so okay, at one point I closed the eyes, but for me, when I used to be a player, that come on, guys, you come here, give me 1 hour, as I told you before, give me 2 hours maximum of your concentration, focus, and that's it. Then you can go coffee, lunch. I don't care, do whatever you want outside the court. Then, but still, they're talking. Then, okay, we go to road games, hotel, and not okay after victory, especially now with Coach Potseko, he's super emotional, super happy. Guys, do whatever you want. I give you my credit card. Go spend my money. I don't care. He's that kind of guy. And then, for example, they before, okay, don't go out, don't do stupid things. But I think so. I think also this coming from deep from yourself. If you're really kind of guy that okay, we just won the game, bravo, great, but in maybe 2 3 days, another important game is coming. So it's not time to go out to get drunk to kill myself. So just like okay, you can go and have a couple of drinks, or even in the lobby you can enjoy. So I'm not like kind of okay, don't drink, for example. If you like to relax, one beer or one whiskey, okay. So that's what I'm saying. Like I sometimes I close the eyes because for me before was kind of not normal. So now like okay, if I see guys in the lobby or ordering for the room, something like okay, I close the eyes. Like I was a player. So
Yeah.
let me relax. Of course, if I see the bottle of whiskey, for example, come on guys, it's not normal. But if you order 1 2 drinks, okay, I kind of let you do it. It's not like also like old school because I'm coming from, let's say, old Yugoslavian school. Midnight in the room, turn off the light, give me your phone, something like that. So like, okay, it's normal. I know because of adrenaline and excitement, you cannot fall asleep after late game till 3, 4 a.m., something like that. So for those kind of things, I close my eyes, like before I'm saying again, like I was playing for different kind of organizations and coaches, still like old school, like dress code, everybody has to be same. We have, for example, practice gear, or I mean, like a casual gear, I don't know, black. Tomorrow we go everybody black. So one guy dressed, I don't know, red, now guys are also orange color, and everybody's mixed. So I'm not the guy to tell them, listen, man, he said black, all the red. So, okay, if it's Galatasaray, like a club logo, okay, do whatever you want. So all these kind of small things, I'm telling you, I close the eyes, like, okay, it's important, but not that important to be kind of pain in the ass. Like, look, come on, Vlado, you want to be everything by the book. No, you're still like grown up people, like adults. You can manage by yourself, but just to stay in we say like, I don't know how you say, like, till you don't
Stay in the
cross the
box.
border. Yes,
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
cross some borderline. So for these things right now, I'm closing the eyes, like, okay, I'm here less than 3 months. So who knows what will happen in the future.
Yeah, that's a good perspective, because like you just freshly started this job, and as a former player, you had a variety of experience in different countries, different clubs, cultures. You've seen lot of different coaches, like you said. And I'm curious from your if you go back from your player perspective, because we work together. For people who don't know, we work together at CSKA, and we spent some time together and had a lot of talks. I'm curious about your emotional perspective, because you were always very like focused and not so emotionally up and down as a player. And I'm curious where that comes from. Like it's very difficult to stay persistent and to stay consistent with your mindset and not to get high too low. Of course, you get competitive. There's some reactions and everything, but where does it come from for you? Especially if I might say, like in Balkans are not normally like emotionally like, let's say, consistent. It's a like Lithuanians too. We have like our emotions that we flare up, but you're always very stable and keen. And I'm curious where this comes from.
Uh, Honestly, last night I was a little bit bored at home and I was watching my kids. I don't even know why, because I never watch even my podcast, my interviews, sometimes some clips. And honestly, at one point I felt bored a little because here in Istanbul it's raining and nothing almost to do. Because even if you want to go somewhere, at least you need 30 minutes. And that's how I started watching some videos. And okay, all over the YouTube, you can see my kind of buzzer beater, especially my last year in Milano. And I was really like, come on, you don't show even like small emotions, like happy or doing something, like nothing, zero. And then at one point, I understand the coaches or people from outside the court who was telling me like ice face, cold face, not showing emotions. Sometimes it was hard to work with you because I don't know if you're happy, if you're not happy, and something like that. But now also, since I'm kind of sitting at the extension of the bench, because of rules, I cannot be on the bench, and it's better because I'll be way more involved if I don't want. Uh, Many games, I'm really mad, and I even stand up and start waving or doing something with the hands, and I'm really like all the time I'm giving comments like the way how I see the team, like shot. I'm saying, bad shot selection. Why you don't cut? You should cut. Stupid foul, and these kind of things that I still thinking as a player. And at one point, I catch myself like I want to be on the court, you know. And then I start showing more emotional because, as I'm saying, I don't want to be coach. I don't want to coach those guys, but still I'm on the side like a crazy fan who at one point wants to step on the court and be a player like, okay, I know what to do because I see where is the good things, where is the hole in the defense, where I can attack in the offense, and so on. And then actually, really, I think I'm at least showing more emotions on the sideline right now as a sport director than when I was a player.
But
Sometimes it's hard, because now I'm managing managing Coach Poteco, who is very familiar with the emotions, getting technical ejections. He already had here, for example, 2 ejections, many technicals. So I need also to manage him. I need to manage 15 players. I need to manage assistant coaches. So now I'm in a completely different role. When you used to be a player like, okay, if I do something wrong, coach look on the bench and okay, he's negative, playing bad, he's not cheering the team, not giving the confidence to the others, not celebrating baskets, for example. Okay, I will not put him this game. But if you look on the bench, there is another 11 players, for example. But now it's completely different. Now I have to manage like 20, 25 people, and then it's a little bit different. Then I'm also focusing on everybody on the bench, around the bench. So it's completely different situation.
So it's interesting. From what did you, before you got this job, what did you think the job will be versus what the job is? Like this is like an interesting transition because you come in there and you have certain expectations probably, and but the sports directors you worked with in the past, you had conversations with them also when you were a player, and now you're on a different side. That there's like some expectations you came with, and then you realize there's a lot more to manage. Like you say, you're managing over 20 people now. You're looking at things behind the scenes. Did you expect that? Did you anticipate it, or this is some things that also like completely caught you off guard?
But I think for every other thing in your life, you cannot expect everything. You're not prepared for everything. Of course, some things you will face on the when you start working. The good thing is like I was here for 3, okay, 10 years ago. More or less in the same gym. Okay, now it's new facility. but from federation. Still, some people work in the club, so more or less, I kind of expected and I know what I'm facing. Honestly, I'm super happy with the people inside and around the club because everybody's kind of happy working. They're coming on time. They're coming earlier, of course. They're working. Everybody's happy. And I didn't do many changes inside or outside the court. Talking about the people who are working, so players can be focused. But of course, when you come, you can face some problems. Okay, it's still like everything's still different for me because it's a big club. This year, something new. For example, the first time I'm facing FIBA referees, something that to me is still, like I'm trying to figure out what kind of criterion, for example, they have, which is again something new for me. But more or less, I'm okay because now is the only thing is like a higher level. So also from one point of view, I know how I want the team looks like. Also, I'm not the coach. I'm sport director. Then when I talk with the coach, also I told him, listen, I'm not here to like few teams. I know how it's working. Like president wants to bring some players, sport director or GM wants to bring some players, coach wants to bring some players, and then okay, here is this is the team. Like coach's team. So no, we are here to be together, to be on the same page, to kind of to make the team, to build the team, and we won. Of course, I have one kind of my vision, my philosophy, but sometimes happen coach send me some players. Of course, those players go through my filter. Let's say filter. Also the same. I send him some players. Hey, check these guys, and then when we come to the same point of view to the same guy, then we go to him. Like it's not like, okay, listen, for example, in this case, listen, Gianmarco, I have this guy. I don't care if you don't like him, but I like him and we're going to fight because still, by the ranking, I'm above you. No. We are here together to do something good, to achieve, if it's possible, to win some trophy because back in 10 years, Galata didn't win anything. So, of course, step by step, we're going to need this, not protest. I don't have the magic wound I'm not the wizard, like 1 year, I don't know, we're going to win immediately something. So step by step, but at least I know what I want. I know my character. I know my vision, let's say, and my philosophy.
But when you're a player, the coaches you worked with, you learn something from each coach. How did those lessons that you learned from, how can you apply them now to your job currently as a sports director? Because every coach gave you a different perspective. So you also had like every coach you went to, every team had a different philosophy. So you had also different impulses always every time. So next job you get as a player, you have a different expectation maybe from a different coach, so you're learning always different perspectives. How can you apply those perspectives now in your job?
Well, this is a great point because I was saying that many times, also in the private life, not only in basketball in this case. You're gonna meet many people in your life. Okay, let's talk about basketball coaches now. So you personally, at least from your point of view and understanding of the basketball situation, would try to take from everybody something that you think it's good. Okay. And the thing that you think like, okay, this kind of approach or the way of working and even the language, the curses or whatever, it's not good. So, okay, I will try to delete this, to erase, not to use them. And then, of course, you're changing as a player. You're changing many countries, cultures, coaches, people, players, blah, blah, blah. And then you're trying, of course, to take whatever is good from there. And of course, if it's possible to try to implement in the team or to the coach or philosophy, the club organization, this and that. And I was always saying, like, really for the coaches, is coaching job is super hard because at one point you need to face 15 more or less, let's say, different characters, mentalities, cultures. Even if one point, if you're mad and start cursing on him, run, yelling, maybe one guy will really like you will wake up the animal in him and he will start performing better. And another one will maybe closing psych himself and you will lose him. Like he will be like, coach, tell me bad things. I cannot now play. I cannot do anything, and that's it. So really, it's not only coach. You're also, I don't know, psychologist, how he said, like mom, dad, you're everything to them because you're spending most of the time in the life with them. So you have to manage everybody, how who react, if you say good things, if you say bad things, so on. So it's kind of hard. It's hard. So also I'm trying to do the same. I'm talking with the coach every day before the practice, after the practice. The only thing that honestly I said to him helped me because I'm still kind of inexperienced. But again, the fact, sorry, is that still I'm ex-player. So I think as a player and all things that I'm telling you as a coach is like, at least from my point of view, to give you advice how we play better. Of course, you're the coach. I'm saying, and I'm repeating all the time, I don't want to be coach. Never. It's not my intention. But sometimes, yes, I see something and I'm trying to help you with some kind of advices. Yes, actually, if I'm telling you, you as a coach can be kind of thought like, hey, but come on, I'm the coach, you're a sport director. Don't step in my garden, and don't step on my court. I'm the coach. And that's few times already kind of small misunderstanding with coach because like I want to say something, but I understand if you don't want to be coach, then stay behind the desk, behind the bench. Don't step on the court. So this is the only thing right now that I'm kind of still trying to manage my emotions and my thing, how I see some things, like because I want to help to the players, I want to help to the coach. That's the only thing right now. I think that I'm a little bit sometimes losing myself, let's say. But as I said, from some coaches, for example, okay, my latest was 4 years in Milano. I worked with Caneggiani, I worked with Ettore Messina. And then many things that right now we are facing in the club. Usually, of course, we are commenting, yeah, Ettore Messina will do this, Pianigiani will do this, and then we are trying to, because also, for example, Gianmarco was working as a assistant 1 year in Milano with Ettore. So we have a lot of common, let's say, things, pictures to share. And then, of course, I'm saying again, like, I'm trying to do something that I think is good for the players, for the team, around the team. Something that is bad, it's really bad. I don't want to even try to do that. And also one thing I had like kind of recent arguing with also with the coach that like for example after one bad loss, I come like now you have to destroy the locker room, you have to yell at them. And he said, "What? I'm not that kind of course I can yell, I can scream, but I won't do it. It's I think it's bad." And then he was talking, yes, Yugoslavian coaches work this, and I said, hey, you see, you give the answer on your question. I mean, on the team, because I'm coming actually from Yugoslavian school, and that's why unfortunately I said, yes, go and destroy the locker room, scream at them, yell at them, tell whatever you want, because this is the way that for me is familiar. That I know that wherever I play, if you, I don't know, lose 20 points, 30 points game, for us was normal that somebody come in the locker room and kind of destroy, blame everybody, kick the bottles, like punishment practice, something, money punishment, whatever. For us was kind of normal before. And still that's my kind of, like something is in my head, like, okay, this normal, which maybe is not normal because now it's completely different basketball mentality, characters of the players, new generation. So you cannot do that anymore.
Yeah, you don't know what's normal anymore. Like what's normal. That's every culture. Like in the NBA, that doesn't exist. That's it's a different. Maybe in some teams, maybe you have bits and pieces, never public. It's always behind closed doors, and there's always something that you like have to carry yourself in a certain way. So I'm sure everybody comes with their experience. Like you coming from a Yugoslavian school, and then having other cultures within the team that have different ways of being reached. Like you said earlier, one player needs this way to talk to him, the other player needs to have a tougher hand. So it's always the balance between the two, and that's why great coaches, they recognize when to use what, what's the time, what the time is, when the time is right to use those kind of tools. Um, Going back again, well, as a player, what was your relationship with the assistant coaches? I mean, we had a good relationship, but in general, as a player, you don't have as much contact with the head coach. I mean, there's some conversations you have here and there, but the most relationships you have with the assistant coaches, with the scouts, and what's the expectation for you from the staff usually as a player? What do you expect from them?
Again, my point of view, first thing I think, and the most important thing, that coach needs to have big respect to assistants and strength condition coach. Why? If he respects you, players will respect you also. All of us face many times during our careers, that our assistants are not value enough. That you can see even on of course, during the TV broadcasting, like head coach is screaming at assistants, always blaming them for any reasons, And I know that assistant jobs is very hard because they are receiving few money, staying up till very late, doing videos, preparing everything. Then you come before the practice to pass the ball, to do individual work. You stay extra time, and at the end of the day, you don't get that much respect. About strength condition coach too, like if you're in bad shape or some player gets injured or whatever, coach, for example, blaming him, like, hey, they are out of shape, we are not fast enough, how cannot play 28, like he can play 23 minutes, something like that, and it's never enough. So I know also from the player side, like many players don't actually even respect assistant coaches because at the end you're just assistant coach on the sideline, not even having the big role. So my opinion and my perspective is everything starts from the head coach. If head coach gives a lot of respect that everybody else outside, especially from us, from the players, but also outside, everybody see that he respects you as an assistant coach, value actually your work. Also, players see that and they will also respect.
Man, that's a very good point of the common perspective of the staff on how they're treated creates some sort of domino effect for the rest of the season in regards of how they're viewed.
Because also at one point, I'm telling you everything because I had a lot of experience about assistants. And then also at one point, at least me as a player, you could see like from assistants who really have kind of willingness to be a head coach one day, who is showing really like that he have character, first of all, that he have that power, to show himself that, okay, I'm here to learn next to, I don't know, big name as a head coach. But my idea and my plan is 1 year to be a head coach. And at one point, you have many assistants who just don't want to be head coaches because, less responsibility. They're running away from that, like it's better. I'm here, I'm happy, and that's it. Like in balloon, they're closed, and this is it. So, like, okay, if you're happy with that, okay, go with it. But honestly, I prefer more assistant coaches who really like show himself that he wanna be head coach one day. And you have many examples, like especially, for example, you Lithuanians, you have many coaches who kind of grew up next to the big coach, and at one point they become the head coaches and still going like having a good result. So I respect them, but my point really of view, like bottom line, is like everything starts from the head coach. If head coach respect, like he show everybody else, of course, the most important thing to all players that I'm respecting them and also giving them kind of power to be involved, to have also power to say something on a practice, which I'm going to respect as opinion, because if I ask you, I should ask you also because I respect your opinion, not just to ask you to use kind of feel involved. Okay, coach, I tell you, let's wedge on the defense because I don't know what, and then tomorrow game starts, you're gonna play high defense, for example, and then like, okay, why did I even ask you? Okay, I asked you just so you can feel kind of comfortable involved, but I don't respect your opinion, so I'm not for that. So everything's up from the coach. If you show respect and giving you freedom at one point to feel involved, everybody else will follow that.
Let's also double click on the assistant coach's job, the scouting reports. What did you how did the scouting reports change over the years that you were experiencing? Obviously, the obvious elephant in the room is that they got shorter. But what's in your opinion? what is the best scouting report that the team should be presented on? With the video, with the paperwork, like what's the combination, and how long does it need to be?
That's also a very good question. But listen, everything changed. Everything became faster. Then I remember lately, also Dusan Olimpijević from Besiktas, the Serbian coach, he was at one clinic and he said like the players don't have concentration anymore, mostly because of internet, because of headlines. You know, like now they are scrolling and just reading headlines. They don't have even that much concentration to open the news and to read, I don't know, a couple of sentences. And that's why also on the practices, their concentration is super low. Yes, we cannot practice for 2 hours anymore. That's why, okay, many games, traveling, blah, blah, blah. But that's why everything has to be shorter, including video sessions, including preparation for the games. Then at one point, as you said, also I had that experience. Some teams was giving you paperwork, like they put the name of the player, the opponent, the stats, the numbers, even the set plays. And when you start opening, there is like never end. And I know that many of them don't even check, for example. Then, for example, in Milano, we had this situation that coaches was giving us this paperwork, everything. Somebody was even sending on WhatsApp. And then at one point, like, okay, we was watching this and open, but the thing is, at least my experience, if we play against the Euroleague team, especially, I know everything. There is nothing hidden, that I don't know. Players especially. In Italian league, sometimes you face the teams from like bottom of the standings that they are changing everything. They are changing almost 80-90% of the team. And I don't know those players, especially America. They're new, coming and going. And I remember again one situation we play against Treviso, I think, and too many Americans. And of course, Etter at one point was smart because I used to play position 3, let's say 3-4. So even if I check this report, I can check only 3-4 because I know that I will not guard point guard, for example. I can sometimes switch, but come on. So at one point, he realized that he started asking, for example, our bigs about the point guard and me about point guard or number 5. Like he was switching. So actually, you need to read everything. You need to check everything. And at one point, he asked me, Vlado, for example, one American guy said that, please tell me, is number 11 or number 15? Because to me on the picture, because they even print us, I know for both of them, but please calculate, it's 15 or 11. And he starts laughing. So that's the situation that when you play against him, that actually you don't know it's something new. But yes, everything lately has to be a little bit shorter, like for the kids, their concentration, they don't pay attention anymore. And okay, as I told you, now for the first time, I'm facing BCL Champions League and comparing to higher level to EuroLeague, the level that I used to play is like a details, like scouting report, personal scouting report. If I have the shooter, for example, now we face some teams with the typical shooters. For me, it's like close out. What you don't want? You don't want shooter to shoot. You want him to drive. And still they are going like super lazy closeouts. And then on halftime, I take them on style like, hey, but come on, close out, force him to go inside. Start from yourself. Like, if you're a shooter, what do you want to shoot, right? Okay, so what you don't want to go inside. So start doing it, like start from yourself. Because long time ago, one also coach told me like, hey, but start from yourself. For example, if you play a point guard and somebody, if you have, of course, in the team some animal, the defensive animal, they put the full court pressure on you. And of course, you are struggling, you put the heads down, you're trying to bring left, right. Nobody even come to set the screen to help you to bring the ball. And then at one moment, I don't know, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, you raise the hand, you didn't even call the play, you just call the pick and roll. And that's it, great job from the opponent team. But you didn't do anything. So start from yourself. Is it easier for you to call the play, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 horns, then no pressure, when the defender is 2 meters from you, he give you time for everything, to read the defense, now I call for the shoot, and I call the low post, or if somebody put the pressure on you and you put the head down and the dribble. So start from yourself. So that's why I'm telling you, put the pressure on the ball. So it's so simple. And many things, like that, they don't kind of care, they guard the shooter instead of falling on the screen and then curl. Okay, the big man should little bit step one step higher, to kind of discourage the curl. No. Here you can go through. Sometimes it's like player kind of decision, but no, we have the rule. You follow the shooter, for example. Here, at least if you feel tired, okay, this time I'll go through. Shooter. Also small details. They don't pay attention too much to small details, like foul before the balls. No, they don't care too much. This is the thing that I'm trying to talk with them every day, that every ball possession, every detail is important. That's, I think, the difference between not only Euroleague, BCL, for example. I'm talking about, because it's nothing about competition, it's about the players. If your goal as a player is to play higher level, so you should be more focused. You should start paying attention on small details. If you are happy again with this kind of level to stay on the middle level, low level, or whatever, okay, I'm also okay with that. I'm here to help you to play higher level if it's possible.
Yeah, man, it all makes sense. I mean, your perspective is very very interesting because you can compare the two now. And the interesting part to me is also when you watch me and you maybe seeing practices differently, but when you're watching your team practice now as a sports director, what do you focus on during what are you watching the dynamics between the players? Are you watching the preparation process? Are you watching the tactics? What's something that you pay attention to? What jumps at you the most right now?
No, I told you, I pay attention to many details, but for some things, I told you again, I close the eyes because yes, I have freedom. I have green light to do whatever I want, whatever is necessary, of course, for the good of the club to start having results. But again, we have the coach philosophy. I don't want to go into his job. Of course, we are talking every day. I can give some suggestions, but again, I caught myself many times. No, this is not your job. And because at one point I told you I can kind of misunderstanding, but no, you're the coach. I'm sport director. But yes, good thing or unfortunately, I'm ex-player and I want to be involved, but I don't want to be involved that much. So still, I'm saying I'm kind of struggling, trying to see what is the best. Because I don't want to fight with the coach. I don't want to fight with them because they want to organize themselves. What to do for the warm up, preparation, warm up during the practice, after the practice, something like that. The thing that I'm focusing again, I'm telling you details right now how we play since I was that kind of player with a lot of cuts, with a lot of backdoors, with a lot of closeout. Right now, at least how we play, I don't see that, and that's the thing that freaking me out at one point. I don't know. We feed the big man under the basket, and instead of somebody at least cut from the 45 or backdoor, screen away or something, just to make defense busy. Everybody feed the man and like watching him, like, okay, now he's gonna do something. He will do miracle. He will dunk, spin move and dunk. No. It's do something. And then even on the practice, I see the whole. I see the small details. And as I told you, sometimes because I talk again with coach many times, I told him like sometimes I just pull one player on the side for a couple of kind of advice after the practice. Like, hey, I see this. You can do this. You can improve in doing this. You can feel like this in this play. You can steal the basket. Something like that. At least I'm happy if I see them doing it. If I give them advice and they accept it, of course. So I told you I'm from the sideline because every practice I watch, every practice I'm here and watching. There's a thing that I'm kind of focusing on the small things, small details, because today basketball changed. Today everything's become much faster. Like faster baskets, shorter set plays, more one-on-one, more even running gun. Like shooting. So I'm just caring about a little bit more details.
But you said you talked to the player on the sideline. What's your relationship now with your position with the players on the team? How close are you with the players? Do you differentiate, or do you still identify yourself a lot with the players, or where do you draw the line?
No, that's also very good. I don't want to be friends with them. I'm not the buddy. I'm not the friend. Even okay, Some people even call me boss. Like, okay, I'm just laughing. I'm not the boss in that kind of sense. But as I said, it has to be a borderline. Like till now I'm your friend, but at the end of the day, yes, I'm sport director. So I don't want to be friends with everybody. Still, I will give freedom to me to give them some kind of advices and suggestions because yes, still I'm ex-player. I play high level for like 15 years and I achieved many things in my career. So thanks to that, yes, I think I have enough power and knowledge to tell them something. But of course, again, I don't have nothing bad against anybody. I'm telling them so we can. So I mean, first of all, they can improve as a players, and then we as a group, as a team, hopefully we can improve. So bottom line, yes, you have to find the balance, the perfect balance between being friends with them. Because, for example, now, of course, for example, we go at the airport, I'm not with the friends, with the players anymore. It's not like, okay, let's have a coffee, drink. No, now I'm with the coaches from the president, if he travel with us. So now I'm more close with them. So I don't hang out. Also, the first question that I told, I close the eyes. I don't go with the players now to, even if I want to drink one, like something, whatever, beer, whiskey with them, that could I go with them, like to have drinks. And it's better even to sit by myself, having drink than to go with them outside or whatever. So yes,
Yeah.
you need to make the perfect kind of borderline and balance if it's
Yeah.
possible.
This another thing comes to mind in terms of relationships is if you look at the Galatasaray as a club, it's a soccer club predominantly. Everybody is also identifying with it, just like Fenerbahce is also, and uh, Besiktas is also a soccer club.
Yes.
So what's the relationship with the fan base? Like how can you describe the emotions that are going on in the club when the soccer is happening, the games are happening, the team loses, the team wins? Like is there identification also with the fans? What's the relationship inside the club?
Well, like everywhere else in the world, football is number one. And yes, we are like a sport club under the Galatasaray, but football is number one. Then the second is like basketball. We don't have the same fan base. Yes, we are Galatasaray. At least they told me 30 million of fans, which is like incredible number. And I think even 1 month ago, I went to the soccer game in Turkish league, and the stadium was sold out. But this is special fans for the football, for the soccer. We don't have this. So yes, at one point we have some small group of really these soccer fans who come actually not even cheering for the basketball kind of. They are coming like because that's how president kind of explain it. They're coming to, even though we play Turkish league against, I don't know, for example, one team, Merkezefek, they will come to kind of curse Beşiktaş. Like they will start singing against Beşiktaş, something like that. And this how it works. Of course, I think they are one of the best fans in the Europe that also I played. But my experience is great with them because I played 10 years ago for Galatasaray when more or less the gym was sold out, was full, was packed. I still remember these Euro Cup games, especially semi-final, final. The gym was like, I don't know, we play on the stadium, will be sold out. How many people come to support us and to celebrate at the end of the trophy? So we have, of course, connections, but we don't have actually these football fans. And by the way, also many times happen that we play the same day basketball game and football game. We play, for example, 1 o'clock. The football game is at 8 o'clock, but they don't come to support us. Then also at one point when I came in the club, I try, of course, to talk with the people from the club to manage the fans, how to bring them back in the gym. But at the end, I said, listen, guys, we can do whatever. I can ask them, I can beg, I don't know, free tickets. I can give them even, I don't know, €100, just come. If you don't have results, we cannot do anything. I don't have power to call them if you don't do anything. If you are not winning, to ask who, what, for what, to come to watch us losing the games. So the main and the most important thing, if we are winning, and of course by winning, okay, winning the game, but if you are managing to to fight for the trophies, yes, people will come to support you. If we are just playing to play and to be happy, I don't know, to be 8, 9 out of the playoffs, or like being happy that we make the quarterfinal and we are out. I don't know. Well, to ask who for what?
Have you had until now, while you're working already 3 months, three 3 months, right, more or less? Uh, have you have a vision for the team in terms of how you want them to play? I know that the coaches have a philosophy, and that's one thing. But what's your ideal way of playing from your ex-players' perspective in terms of how you want the team to function on defense, on offense? Like, what's the ideal picture for you?
No, I'm not going into that big kind of details how we want to play defense or offense. Of course, this coach job. Uh, he have full freedom and power to do that. But yes, as I told you, I have kind of vision. Same thing. I'm going everything through all these things, players, vision, philosophy with the coach. As I told you, we have more or less the same kind of vision and perspective how we want to look next year. How we going to play? I don't know, because again, you need to fit all those players in a system, in your system. You're the coach. But yes, of course, for me, it's not early to start building the team. I already start talking with many players, and honestly, it's very interesting to me communicate with all those agents, clubs, players. Uh, and yes, at one point I know how we want to play, but on the other hand, it's also super hard because I have wishes. It doesn't matter that all my wishes will come through, not only money wise, because also I was saying one of the problems, let's say, that I'm facing at one point, even for example, one player can ask, I don't know, 1 million, let's say. And for example, okay, I can give you 1 million, but he don't want to come to BCL. Like he thinks he deserves Euroleague, although maybe I think he's not the Euroleague level. And then you have Euro Cup, and then you have BCL. According to everybody, BCL is like a third competition. And at one point, sometimes I'm like kind of like, okay, I have maybe money to offer you to bring you in BCL, but on the other hand, like, no, I prefer to stay Euro Cup, or I don't know where to go, but I give you this more money if it's about the money, of course.
Yeah.
So this is also thing that I'm kind of facing at one point. But I told you, it's super hard because one thing is like a wish list, and on the other hand is maybe it's hard that you cannot accomplish, like, because you have many kind of. But the way, of course, that at least my philosophy is that we play like I used to play, like. But of course, I'm not even like, let's say, old school. I'm joking with Gianmarco Pozzeco. You're the old school. I'm something in between, like. So of course, I want to play more like European wise, like a little bit more details, a little bit more tactics, let's say, something like that. But again, it's super hard to accomplish that. It's now basketball changed a lot. It's become very faster, more possessions, more baskets.
Yeah.
So of course, I'm not old school, like, no, we're gonna play like I used to play. No, low basket, long plays, no. I'm completely okay with it. I still I press the update button, I upgrade myself. So I'm not that
Tell
kind of person, but okay, I told you there is a many kind of facts that it doesn't have to be like I'm imagining, like I'm thinking that we should play it this way.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Let me tell me the communication with the agent part. What do you find the most difficulties or most challenges with the communication about next year, about talking to agents and the players? Like, what are the communication challenges behind the scenes?
First of all, because I think most of them, they think, of course, they're smarter, and I don't know how you said on English. I'll try to explain, but at least in Serbia, we say like, he learned the school on the street.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think they think they know everything, or I'm the freshman, of course. I'm new in this job, which I am, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. But I think some of them, they think like, okay, I'm stupid, I'm easy to manage, to drive me, and this is it. But also, to many of them from very beginning, I already saw mine, and I don't care. Like, because you cannot play with me. Yes, of course, I respect you. You are the agent. We need you. players need you. And of course, I need to communicate with everybody. But again, I'm saying like, I don't care about who is your agent. If I want you as a player, I want the player. So I don't care who you are, what is your name, what is the name of the agency. So if I want the player, that's it. I will try to do everything to sign you. So yes, if I have to deal character, bad attitude, something, yes, I will try to do it, of course. But at one point, I'm not easy to talk. I'm not easy to talk because I know my limit. I know my character. I know what I can do and what I cannot do. I know that also I have power. And okay, there is again borderline till this line. Okay, let's try to talk. But after that, I'm not easy to talk with.
Yeah.
So, but it's interesting to me too, because okay, during my career, I was working with only agents, the Serbian guy, Miško Raznati, but I'm facing too many agencies, too many countries, too many again, like players. Everybody now is coming saying hello, congratulations, I have this and that, I come to watch this and that guy, blah blah blah, offering me new players. So now, of course, I'm managing all of them right now.
Tell me a little bit about your personal life with that. Do you still have the dog shelters?
It's not shelter, it's hotel. Yes, the best hotel in the world. Yes, still have for already 7 or 8 years. Yes, still.
Wow. It's still growing and get you two of them or
Yes.
one?
No, one, but the biggest one. It's huge. Huge land and a huge capacity, and it's working great. I'm happy. Even when I finish career now, will be 4 years. I'm working over there. Doesn't matter. Morning shift, night shift, Christmas, New Year. It doesn't matter. I'm over there helping, working, especially during the summertime because I have house next to hotel, and then we are we move there for the school breaks, summer and
So
winter. And
why did you have this 4-year break after you stopped playing and then start working now as a sports? What was the reason for like this such a big gap?
uh,
The dogs?
no. First of all, I'm a huge fan of Belgrade, my city, and thanks God we moved back to Serbia to live. But at one point, you know how it's working. Most of now, okay, we're talking about basketball. Most of the basketball players, when they are about to finish career, they kind of want to stay in the basketball.
Yeah.
Natural way, let's say. Or assistant coach, scout, manager, something. Kids school, something. To me, the only option was this position. I was saying all my career, like if I want to stay in basketball, I want to be something in between the court and the guy who is kind of present, giving the money, whoever is he, like. But honestly, when I was about to finish my career, I was never pushing myself, even calling my agent, hey, Miško, listen, I'm about to finish, or this is my last year. Please, can you find me something? Whatever. So I was not even trying. Then, okay, I finished career. We went back to Serbia, and I was not even following basketball. Okay, I have a son who is playing basketball, who is practicing, but it's kind of natural. I'm watching the game, Euroleague. Even now on TV, you can see even Asian League, African League. There is second division league. There's too many basketball on TV. And one point, like sometimes, okay, I'm kind of watching, but I'm watching mostly through the TV. I'm just changing the channels, not focusing on the details, on the players, on the games, results. I'm not even watching from beginning to the end. Maybe I was kind of sick, like full of videos, TV, basketball, like leave me alone, like I need the rest, completely reset. And obviously that was happened. But honestly, before Galatasaray, I was working in Serbia for one club called Metalac from Valjevo. It's 1 hour from Belgrade. Everybody knows that city and club probably because of Teodosic. It's like a born city of Teodosic. But the good thing we managed to sign collaboration like a fusion with Partizan for next 4 years. In terms, they are giving some amount of money, but the most important thing they were giving, at least for this season, they gave us 3 players, 18, 19, big talents, to develop them, to find the minutes and role in the team. And also that's why I kind of accept the role. I was also over there as sport director. because I was every day in communication with Partizan, mostly with their youth coordinator and coaches, and trying to find the perfect role and then fit for those three guys for this season. But at one point around New Year, Galatasaray called me, and of course, I kind of couldn't say no. Like of course there is now I have to change again the country and everything set up my life, but at one point you cannot say no to Galatasaray, and this was big step up for me for my career. Of course, if I'm still telling to stay in this kind of position in the future.
How come you don't have a laptop? We talked about it briefly on the phone. You don't have a laptop, you don't have an iPad, you do everything on the phone?
Yes, I never had iPad or computer, but honestly, now I'm planning to buy the new MacBook Pro, something like some thin one or whatever. The cheapest version is coming out, and I need to buy. I guess I need to buy. I guess.
How were you living until now? You said you were just read books, watch TV?
Yep.
You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So you said until now you just read books, you watch TV, and that's it. What do you read, by the way?
Yeah. Yes, I'm reading books. Actually, when I used to be a player, I was reading books, a lot of books, and a lot of times, especially on the road, in the plane, in hotel, because as I told you, I'm the only one who don't have an iPad. I never even put like headphones or something to listen to music, or even to download a movie or some TV series on my phone. I never. Plus, I don't know even how to do it. I'm old school. Before, okay, I had a small CD player and I put the CD and like, okay, now I can watch something. But now to download something on the phone, no way, no way. So right now, again, since I kind of start traveling way more, I start reading books now even more, and that's my thing. But I like mostly thrillers because it's holding my attention, like my focus on the books. I like mostly thrillers. But I'm joking, really. If I see the guy around me reading the books and asking, okay, what do you read? And he tell me, it doesn't matter, some book. And I said, is there any pictures inside? For the kids. He said, no. I said, no, fuck it. Then that's not the book. Like you read a lot of pictures, just to go faster. So yeah, but I like mostly thrillers. Thrillers.
Okay. Well, are you ready for my ATOs that I do every time at the end?
Shoot me.
I will shoot you quick questions and you have quick answers for it. Biggest advice from your older self to your younger self.
I cannot give you a quick answer only because of one reason. All my career, and also when I finished career, I was saying I don't regret about anything. Yes, there is a many times that you can hear from somebody, if I have this brain or a kind of point of view at that certain age when I was younger, I would do different, blah, blah, blah. No, trust me, I don't have at least, like, I don't regret for one single thing in my life. So I don't have this kind of suggestions like what would old Vlado say to younger Vlado, or what would I change in my life that I could do left instead of right, or instead of this club that I choose, not going to do. No. I trust me, I don't regret about anything. I don't have zero suggestions. Just keep going. This is a suggestion. Keep going. Whatever you're doing good. Keep going.
That's a good suggestion too. Most important skill for a player. So not like position, like general skill for a player. Most important.
For me, reading the defense. At least this is what I was doing. Not to be like a robot, like a coach tell you. To me, was reading the defense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Most important skill for a coach.
Seeing bigger picture.
Most important skill for a captain.
Oof, that's also hard. For example, my son who is now 14, And he asked me, Captain Sunday, so listen, if you're a captain, doesn't mean that you have to be the best player, the best scorer. Because now the new generation think that way. Like I'm scoring 20 points every game. Okay, you are the captain. No. Captain can be also the guy who don't even who don't even play the games. Okay, sometimes he's on the court, but he need to hold the locker room. He need to be the friend with everybody. He need also to have the power and character enough that everybody respects him, although he don't play. He don't have that big role anymore. Or maybe he's the legend in the club, staying in the same club for, I don't know, 10 years, and it's kind of normal to be the captain. So kind of suggestion to the club, yes, he need all these kind of things that to put together, to hold the locker room, to be still like the person in front of everybody, and kind of connection between the locker room and the coach.
Most important skill for a sports director?
Both.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, and the last one is Tim Ferriss question I always ask. And it's kind of difficult for you because you don't regret anything that you did. But if you think back critically of anything that you did in the past that you think that was a failure, that you had a big loss or a big mistake that you made as a player, or now maybe as a sports director, maybe it's too early to tell. But in regards to your player career, let's say, your biggest failure, your favorite failure that you say you're glad you did it and that you can have many lessons from it.
Okay, as you told you, and as I told you, I don't regret about anything. Yes, for example, if I can say something that I have also probably, I cannot say many failures, but of course I had failures in my career. Everybody knows my situation with the national team, for example, 2014. Yes, it's a failure. Do I regret? No. And now, for example, as a sport director, also emotional wise, the good thing, positive thing, I was super happy when I managed to sign the first player for the next season. Because for me, okay, new position, I signed him in February, and I'm super happy because I think I did great job. Because it's a super important position, is exactly the guy, the everything that I'm imagining, like as you was talking, imagining that I want that everything starts from him. For the next season, how we want to play, how we want to look and perform on the court. And really, I was kind of happy that, I managed to talk with him, with his agent, with the club, the contract wise, the condition wise, blah, 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 that actually I signed, and then I was like, okay, this was my first move for the next season. First thing that I do actually kind of get in that position.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Vlado, thank you very much for your thoughts and your experiences that you shared. How social media, can people find you somehow? LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, actually, one guy opened for me. I don't know if he's still alive, my account, because I told you when I worked for this club from September till New Year, he approached me because he's actually running very famous popular website for the basket. And he told me, hey, Vlado, I'm this and this guy. I'm having these things. I would like to sign kind of agreement with you to support the club, to write interviews, pictures, pre-game, after game. And I was thinking okay, let's help the club. Because of this, I told you, collaboration with Partizan, it makes sense to push more and more and more and more. And I kind of gave him freedom, okay, LinkedIn, he said it's professional because I told him, listen, I'm old guy, old school, I don't have this social media, for me, zero. So, no, LinkedIn is like a professional, like a business account. I'm like, okay, do whatever you want, man. Just don't write some bullshit or something, not me, come on. So at one point he asked me, okay, can you ask somebody, to take photo of you on the practice, blah, blah. So, okay, I asked a guy, please do a couple of photos of me on the court, from the gym, and that's it. And then honestly, I don't know if he's still on or off or he switched off. Really, I don't know. So if you ask me, even if you text to LinkedIn, it's not me. It's not me. I don't have skills social media, and it's better. It's better.
Yeah, probably so. You're probably right. All right, Vlado. Thank you very much. Good luck with everything. Good luck to finish the season, the playoffs start, and I hope to see you in person very soon.
Thank you very much, and good luck with your podcast.
Thank you. Thanks.